Here we are back again for another fabulous episode of Mansfield Talk. We're sitting today with a few of the distinguished fathers of student athletes at Lake Ridge High School. And so we're just gonna chime in and see what's on their mind. Here we are.
All right, so we got some dads in the house. Just want to keep the conversation comfortable and open, so maybe some people can learn some stuff. So we'll start off with some general questions, and then we'll probably get right into some football stuff. So my first question is, and we could just go down the line, what are y'all thoughts on recruiting in the current day?
I know for me it was challenging, going to different schools and going on visits, so on and so forth, and getting to interact with the coaches, which was a great experience for me and my son as well. So we was excited about that. But at the end of the day, with NIL, recruiting is about business, and when you get to these schools from day one, you gotta produce, right? The recent changes, I think everybody heard about the recent change where it's 5 years of eligibility and one transfer, and I think that's fantastic for the young student athletes, so you don't have guys 27, 28-year-olds out there competing against 18, 19-year-old kids. They're going to be physically bigger and physically stronger. So I think it was a great thing with that 5 years of eligibility.
Well, me myself, recruiting, I don't think has really changed much no more than just the fact of it has now become, like he said, a business, and it's an open business. It's in an open forum, whereas before you had all the under the table backdoor deals, everything going on, recruiting in a kind of quiet space. Now it's about who's got the bigger wallet, who's got the better program when it comes to money. So everything revolves around money, and I think that has really set the bar high as far as expectations from our student athletes. And so I think they're taking a lot of the student part out of the athletes when they bring the money aspect into it, and that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother conversation. But I still think recruiting is the same. It's always been a business. It's always been that way, and I think it'll continue to be that way.
All right, for me, I just feel like recruiting it's tough. Going through the process now with my son, just vetting out what school and what coach really is interested in, what is just trying to again build their program's money backlog with camps and stuff like that. So really vetting out those particular schools that truly show interest and is going to be equipped to fit my son's ability and his basically stature. That's the part I'm struggling with, or I feel is challenging, because I know the big schools, they're gonna go for the high known kids. It's the kids that are maybe not well known, which is part of my son as well. It falls in that category. Recruiting is gonna be tough for them, especially in this day and age where they're looking for those transfers and really want to win now, not develop kids, which you've probably always been that way. The coach's job has always been on the line in college, so they always gonna want more guys that have already been in programs, able to transfer, be able to help them win games and keep their jobs. But again, it's making it hard for high school kids. So to me, recruiting is definitely a challenge, but we understand it is a business. People's jobs depend on it, people's livelihood depend on it, so they're gonna do what's best to provide that. So we just gotta work in that atmosphere and be able to kind of navigate in that atmosphere, understanding that's the end result of this. But yeah, that's kind of where I feel recruiting is, in my standpoint.
Well, me myself, I think I'm still a student of all of this. So I'm just still learning as we go. I will say I agree with Mr. Jones. It may be a little frustrating, but at the same time, I think it was easier for me, my personal opinion, than most people, because I know for me and my son, it was more so we wanted to make sure we went academically. So as long as he kept his grades up at the highest and he trained and did what he needed to do, whoever wants him is where we would want to go. So we didn't have, I'm not gonna lie and say my son's not good, but I didn't have my expectations so high where I'd be so disappointed why Alabama didn't come. So I think for me, it was a pretty simple process, but it's a little frustrating, like you said, trying to judge who really like you, who don't really like your kid. Hey, can you come see us? Make these long trips just to find out why we here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I understand it's part of the game, and I guess it's the fun inside the journey.
Yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes to recruiting, a lot of these coaches, they'll sell you their product, why they want your kid to come to that school. Of course, you have those big programs out there, the Power Fives and schools that kids go to that have the bigger checkbooks. But at the end of the day, is that kid gonna go in on day one and have an opportunity to start? And if that's not the case, you find a lot of kids getting in the transfer portal. For instance, last year I think 12,000 kids entered the portal. Out of those kids, 55% got picked up by bigger programs. The other kids were left either going down a division or their college football careers were basically over.
I would say for me, one of the biggest things I've taken from it is everybody's path is different. So no matter what your expectations are, you still gotta go, and just like you're trying to apply for a job, you got to talk to these coaches, try to find out who's genuine, see who's selling you the real, see who's selling you the fake, make sacrifices, whether you camping or at least going on unofficial visits or official visits. You gotta do your part too. And it's just like anything else in life, like you're not gonna always get the genuine, real truth, I would say, from recruiting. So for the underclassmen like Sessions and Jones, there will be some coaches that will sell you a dream and will try to do whatever they can to get you there, but may not be truthful. But you do have some coaches out there that are serious and mean well and try to do well by you. So you just got to try to differentiate between the two. But at the same time, like I said, do your part. Whether it's a game day visit, show up. Whether it's an unofficial visit, show up. Because that shows how much you're interested versus the coach just being fully interested in you. It shows the effort that you put in as well.
I like what you. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
And then the good thing about us having to go or having went through that process, some of the dads can reach out to us and say, hey, what was your experience on this, and ask those tough questions. And hopefully we can provide those answers to, the mom and dads that are going through the recruiting process.
Man, because like you were saying, Quentin, earlier, and like you said, Coach, it is tough because I remember sitting here at the house a couple of times and someone might call, even Coach Justin, Chuck, hey man, we just talked to the recruiter. They told us A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm like, yeah, they just told us the same doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? Then the next person tells us the same thing. Yeah. Then the next coach. So now everybody's high on all these schools because everybody know, like what you say earlier, Coach Evans, they know how they're selling their product.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So and everybody had that same pitch.
Yeah.
So to draw you in, so it's a tough game. But like you said, Coach Justin, everybody have their own journey, and it's us as parents and as fathers in the high school to help lead our kids in the right direction. So
yeah.
So before I go to the next one, I would say just make sure you find your fit. Don't chase a logo. I mean, I know some kids have dreams of Baylor, Texas Tech, but try to find that fit, whether it's if they have your major, if you see their roster and you look like you can fit on that roster, try to find that fit, whether it's academically, athletically, just make sure it's as close of a fit as possible. That's what I would say. And financially as well too.
Hey,
You got something else?
Yeah, real quick. Hey, do y'all want me to get y'all some hats or something? Because y'all heads are really shiny.
That's what's gonna bring.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna. Okay.
That's gonna bring everything out because our heads are shining. And
That's gonna bring everything.
it's
out.
crazy they put the 2 ball bearers right there.
In front of
That's all right.
And the light right there too. No.
Hey, you gonna add on to it?
You got a milk dud special.
All right, so we already kind of talked about the next question I had before we jump into this football thing, because we know football started this week. But my next question is, what are y'all thoughts on Neil? Pros and cons.
So, I can just tell you about me and Scoop myself, right? I don't have no pros and cons. I'm not gonna lie. I think, like you said, everybody trains differently. When we talk to coaches, we never even talked about Neil. You know, our attitude is we walked in, we let them know right away we wanted a full academic ride. Because we already feel it in our heart that if that school has a Neil, it's going to come.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I might have to step out of this because I still don't even understand the deal, just to be honest with y'all. So I'm about to learn something today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, for us going into, you know, these visits and stuff like that, that was the last thing we discussed from an NIL standpoint, because what you don't want is going there on a visit and the first thing you talk about is you basically show me the money.
Yeah.
What's in it for me, right? You know, you want to evaluate the program, you want to evaluate the coaches, you want to evaluate the student athletes that's there and understand their experience because they're there, and understanding that you try to figure out, is this going to be a good fit? So I would tell any parent in the recruiting process is let NIL be the last conversation you have with the coach or either the general manager once an offer is made, because I think if you go there and just say, hey, you know, where's the money?
Yeah. They probably go on to Nick.
Yeah, it's they probably gonna go and be like, he's probably not a good fit. This kid, we don't want that here, right? And the kid need to be able to communicate with the coaches, because at the end of the day, they're the ones. Mom and dad is far away, and they got to be able to have them held up conversations with those coaches and let them know exactly what their thought process is.
So my thoughts on Neil is, hence the name, it's name, image, and likeness. And so I think NIL, every player makes that their own statue, and how they're gonna do that and how they're gonna navigate that is totally up to them and their parents. But when it comes down to just the money aspect of Neil, I think it's a great concept as far as now athletes have made this school so much money, and they've been doing it for years, and it's just due to give them that money back. And so with that being said, though, again, like we keep saying, make sure you're going to those schools for the right reasons, and make sure that you're, you know, academically, I think big for me is the academic portion, and just being an all-around productive citizen in society. That alone is going to get you NIL money, and that may be money that you earn from getting your degree or whatever the case may be. I still think that's part of the whole NIL concept. And so don't let, like Evan said, don't let the NIL conversation outweigh your big picture concept of going to that school, getting what you're supposed to get there, which is an education, and then leaving there with that education, versus going there getting that NIL money and then jumping around trying to get some more NIL money, and now you've left with nothing really, and you still haven't finished school yet. And so I think that the NIL concept is good, but I think there still needs to be some boundaries and tweaks to it, and I think the government is trying to do that, and so you'll see a bunch of changes come along.
But do you really want Uncle Sugar involved?
He already is, and you may not know it.
Yeah.
He already is. And so anytime that there's money, he's gonna be involved.
sure.
Fact.
Don't be involved.
But-
So
Yeah.
You know, but NIL's been around forever. It's
Most
just
definitely.
it's just legal now. It's legal.
most
Come on, Ed,
definitely,
on
most
the road.
definitely. and that's my 2 cents. Hence 2 cents on the NIL.
That's his NIL point.
yeah.
I mean, I'm in agreement with all these guys. Like Johnson said, you know, I like NIL because it is players do need to get their just due. But for me, the goal has always been just to get through college, get your college hopefully paid for. I personally had to take loans out.
Yeah.
I finally paid those off probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been out of school for 20 years. So it was like, I don't want my kid to have to
That's like
go
that.
through that. And, you know, that's a hindrance on like buying houses or thing like that after
Yep.
college, man. It's like, it's going to be a part of you. So the goal is, if you can get out of college with no debt,
Free school.
you set yourself up for a better life.
Yeah.
Now, anything you get an abundance after of that, that's just gravy to me.
Yep.
So NIL, yes. If your name and likeness is getting the school more, you know, then yes, I do deserve. You need it. You should be entitled to it. But that shouldn't be just the priority. Priority is getting out of that college on their dime with a scholarship, with a degree that you can use for the remaining 50, 60, 70 years of your life. So that's kind of why I stand on NIL. Yes, I like it. Yes, if the players can get it, please get it. But it shouldn't be a priority. And like Coach Evans said, let that be the last thing you talk about. Let's make sure we got those academics in line, got that offer in line. You're going to be got your scholarship in line, and then we worry about the other stuff after the fact.
You know, my recommendation to people is, you know, when me and Michael went to our first visit, you know, we understand Ivy Leagues, they say don't have NIL, quote unquote, right? But they offered internships. And I think a lot of people, this is one thing you may want to ask, if you know your career path is going to be in a certain direction. A lot of these colleges already have internships that pay you while you're going to do your job. So I used to tell people, you know, I know everybody's trying to, a lot of the youngsters and also adults are trying to chase this NIL deal, when the internships sometimes may be just as much or more, and you're moving forward with your life. You're paving the way for your life. So just something, you know, 2 cents I want to throw in.
And then my 2 cents, I mean, I like it for the athletes, but my thing is, like, if you're a big name athlete, I feel like if you know you're going to be coming to money like that, I feel like they should have some type of financial advisor or have some type of finance class to talk about taxes and stuff like that, because some of these parents are not aware of what's going on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they pay you. But I think you got to pay your taxes.
Most
Yeah, they
definitely.
up to you to take
Yeah,
care of
they leave it
that.
up to you to take the taxes out. So a lot of these kids, you know, they get that check every month and don't think, you know what I'm saying, that they got to pay these taxes. And then once they start getting hit with adult consequences, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I think it's good for the kids, because, I mean, what parent wouldn't want the fact that, you know, your kid is off somewhere and financially they don't have to worry about nothing, like if their car breaks down or whatever the case may be, they got the money to cover it. But at the same time, like, I feel like if parents knew that their kids are getting heavily recruited, I think they should invest in talking to some type of financial advisor, even putting some stuff back, whatever the case may be, invest into something that you can have once your career is over, just in case you don't make it to the NFL. I think like a lot of that stuff needs to be talked about and highlighted as well.
That's one thing I did like about Lake Ridge. I learned this from you, Coach Justin, because you know you already had kids that come here, and I've been knowing you so long. But when you had told me, and I seen it for myself, at Lake Ridge, they teach finance. They teach you how to change your tire, how to change oil. You know, I know a lot of people are not really a fan of it, but whether we like or not, it is preparing our kids in the next level. This man is taking out his own day to make sure these kids, after their senior year, have some type of guidance going into life.
Yeah.
So.
All right. We all good on that? So we all know football started this week officially, even though we got to wait a week because we did spring ball. But I mean, I'm excited. Like, a lot of us have seniors. We've been watching our kids play since Pee Wee, all type of sports. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen senior year. So my question to y'all, I know we all been at spring practices and stuff like that. Like what type of expectations do y'all have or outlook you have for the upcoming season? Just your general, what you think about this season coming up. Not based off last season, just what you think of this season.
Yeah, if I can say a little, just something about last season.
Go ahead.
Last year we finished 9-3, went 2 rounds in the playoffs, and I just want to say for those seniors that played last year, man, we would have been okay. But a lot of those kids, those seniors that graduated last year, stepped up and played some fantastic ball.
They did.
And with the guys that's coming in now, the seniors that's getting ready to take the field, it's 10 games, and this is 10 games of your high school career. Whether you go further to play college football, or this is the last 10 games from an athletic standpoint. First thing is, I hope all the kids have a healthy season. There's no injuries or anything like that. Second, my expectation is that, for the underclassmen that's coming up, I think it's a good group, and I think we're going to compete. A lot of people, just because we're in the district that we're in, ain't giving us a lot of credit, and that's great because we flew under the radar last year, and I expect us to fly under the radar this year. So I expect big things from our kids, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
There you go, Rick.
Yeah, from a football standpoint.
You ain't got no seniority.
From a football standpoint, I did take the time out to kind of watch a lot of the football games last year. I think I went to almost all of them except for the playoffs. I didn't get to go to many, but my expectation from Lake Ridge football program is probably on par with probably most people. I think we're going to put up a lot of points on the offensive side. I think our defense, young but physical, they're going to probably have to work out some twerks. It's just, I think the thing is going to be us defensively having to stop our opponent from scoring more points than us. And I think that's going to be a lot of points, because I think we're going to put up a lot of points. It's just that we're going to have to play a little more roughneck defense in order to stop the opponent from outscoring us. And so I expect, like he said, great things out of Lake Ridge. I think we're going to be in the hunt. Everybody's really counting us out. Well, we're in this District of Doom is what they call it. But in the District of Doom, there's still room for teams like Lake Ridge to thrive and be successful. And I think that's a good thing for us to be in this district, because again, it gives our kids some exposure on what it is we are developing over at Lake Ridge. And I think we're developing some damn good athletes over there. And so again, I expect the best out of Lake Ridge football.
I think we can pull an upset.
Yeah, we can.
I think so too.
We can.
All right, and I guess kind of the same lines. I mean, offensively, I don't feel like we're gonna drop a beat from last year. I know we talked about last year, but we have mostly everyone back from last year, except for some line pieces and a couple of receivers. But I think we're filling those spots with guys that stepping up from the 28 class. We got some guys that's already was seniors. That's still gonna be seniors this year that was maybe back a role last year. That's gonna step into those roles. So offensively, like Johnson said, like Coach Evans said, that still should be dynamic. Defense is going to be the challenge for us. Last year we got caught with a lot of hand in our pocket first half. Then okay, we lock in second half. We really just can't do that this year. If we want to be competitive in the games we play, we got to lock in from the start. It may be a scoring affair. They may bend don't break, but if we can keep our offense in the game, I feel like we'll be fine. And my expectation is that we're going to go as far or further than we did last year. So, I mean, I don't know what the record would be, but I feel like a second round tour or better is the minimum is what I expect for this. So, expectation-wise, though we're in a tougher district, they say, and better competition, they say, I think we're up for that challenge. So, you know, the young guys going to step up, especially on the defensive side. We got some leaders on the defensive side that could help those guys step up. My son, he needs to step up even though he's still considered an underclassman. He did all year as an underclassman, and I think he's ready to take the next step. So defensively, I think that's where our challenge would be, but I think they're up for that challenge, and I think we'd be all right.
And then
I'm just very happy to be here.
all right, so I got the Dave Campbell book, and District 11 6A, preseason offensive MVP Trenton Yancey, Duncanville.
I know.
Preseason defensive MVP Jaquan Snell, Waxahachie. So, Texas football prediction for the district is Waxahachie, North Crowley, Duncanville, Mansfield Lake Ridge, Mansfield, Crowley, Red Oak, Skyline.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Go ahead.
But I have seen some media outlets that has Mansfield at 4.
Yeah.
So, what are y'all thoughts on the pre-district rankings? Which for once, I'm like you. I'd rather fly on the radar. Just don't even put me 8 like y'all did last year.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of glad that they gave us some props, because I've had a son come home and tell me how frustrated he is because he was on a 1-9 team, and he said you got like girls that don't even play football or kids that can't play football want to talk about how bad you are. So for them to do what they did last year, I thought was huge.
Yeah.
Even when you got some of your own fan base and student base that don't believe in you because you've been on a playoff drought for like 6 years, I think like the work they put in shows. So in a sense, I'm kind of glad that they are recognizing, but I think a lot of people are stuck on that, was that a 1-year fluke type thing. So I kind of want to show different, but I just want to know what y'all thoughts are about the pre-district rankings.
I don't know if it was a 1-year fluke, but UIL damn sure rewarded us by putting us in that district. Yeah, basically said Lake Ridge is back. You know, a lot of people had us last year, like you said, to finish dead last in the district, and we flew under the radar and surprised some people. You know, I was on Facebook on DFW football, not in people's inbox, but not out publicly. And I think I told them, I think you got us pick wrong. And they was like, well, it's got to be played out on the field, and it was played out on the field. Like I said earlier, you know, they got us picked 4th. I'll go out on a limb and say we'll be top 3. We have to pull an upset somewhere, and I think we got the kids to do it. They just got to go out there and play the game, believe in themselves, and play as a team. And I think Lake Ridge will be fine for the season.
Yeah, although we're in a supposedly tough district, you said the magic word. It's pre-district rankings.
Yep.
That's everything before anything happens. Before they even put the pads on, they got us ranked 4th, and I think it's a toss-up in this district of who's going to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and on down. It's a toss-up. It's really going to be up to the kids to go out and show what it is that they can do. And I think Lake Ridge, we've been the underdog for so long that last year gave us that push forward that we needed to kind of sprinkle some good into the football system at Lake Ridge, if I must say that, to where now the kids are excited to play. They're excited to go out and perform. They're excited to play the Duncanvilles and the Waxahachis. And as before, when you know you hear the name Duncanville, DeSoto, and basically our kids were already beat before they even stepped on the field. But I think last year's efforts really has ignited something in those athletes, and I think we're we're destined to be 1, 2, 3. We could be anywhere. We could be anywhere on that spectrum, and I think they will show up and hopefully show out when it's time to put the pads on.
So you're saying the bandwagon is back full again?
Most definitely.
It is back full again. Yeah, like I said, the pre-season rankings are just what they are preseason. I mean, yes, they're gonna look at the eye test, look at the names, look at the star ratings of players. So they gotta have something to go off of, and that's fine. They can do that. I mean, we all do that. Even for us fans for NFL, we're like, oh, yeah, we should be doing this. This team should be this. It's in human nature to have some type of opinion of how your team or teams will do. Ultimately, like you said, you got to play on the field though, and I think this year the results of last year will help some confidence, especially of the senior class. Games that we played like North Crowley and North Forney last year, like really those games we started good. North Crowley, I think kind of got in our heads after that. North Forney, we was really with them until like the fourth quarter. Like it was a winnable game. So I know that they can play teams that are supposed to be deemed, state level teams to a high competition level. It's just us maintaining that throughout the whole 4 quarters. And if they can do that, I can see, like Coach Evans said, an upset happening. An upset to them, it'd be an upset to everyone in the world. But I think, for us, we know that they got the capabilities of doing it. So that's why I said these districts, preseason things, it's good. It's all good talk. When we board, in the summer, okay, let's talk about what we think season gonna look like. But ultimately, got to be played on the field, and I think we got guys that want to play and show that hey, we ain't scared. We all most of these guys we play with. They play with in Little League. They play with these guys, so it's not like somebody big bad wolf. These people they grew up with. It just so happened they may I ain't saying recruit, but they get more players. Follow them to certain programs.
You said it right.
You get that word out there.
I was gonna say, cause you know what? Right? My opinion, guess what? You're not gonna get that upset.
Yeah.
And I know some people will probably look at me and say, "Well, Blow, you shouldn't even be talking, right?" Because I am what they will call, and maybe Coach Justin, a couple of y'all, Mr. Lake Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of Lake Ridge. My thing is, and I won't put people out there. It's easy to transfer to a school to build a power team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think me, and I'm for sure everybody in here has already been recruited by other people, right?
Yeah.
But we decided to stay here and fight the smoke. We taught our kids, hey, don't run from the fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put out the fire.
Yeah.
So I know it's coming because the kids that did decide to stay, we proved it. Me and Coach Justin talk about it all the time. We've been on each other a long time. Class of 2027 is going to shine. And even though we lost some heavy hitters, right? We kept a lot of the main pieces, and then we got a lot of main pieces coming with the 2028. We have Sessions coming, going to be on varsity. He's 29. So when I hear that, we're a young team, I don't see the young team because guess what? Everybody got juniors on varsity. Everybody got sophomores on varsity.
It's true.
So in my head, I think we are going to put an upset out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very proud of the kids that decided to stay and take on this fire, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say.
All right, so sound like I got some great minds up in here. So we're gonna move on to another district, which is Mansfield Talk. So it's another district with some Mansfield schools in it. So we're gonna move to District 8-5A, D1. Now this is another district that could be flying on the radar, but I think this is just as competitive as our district. In this district, you got DeSoto, Lancaster, Cedar Hill, Midlothian, Mansfield Summit, Burleson Centennial, Mansfield Legacy, and Cleveland. So preseason offensive MVP is Sarad Baker. I mean, the kid is just dynamic. I give him his prop. Kid is good. Preseason district defensive MVP is safety James Foster. So just how I called out the names, that's how they had the order. They have DeSoto winning the district, Lancaster coming in at 2, Cedar Hill 3, Midlothian 4, Summit, they got them on the outside looking in, and actually they got Legacy down at 7. So they got our 2 Mansfield schools not making the playoffs. So what do y'all think about this district?
Putting out late reads.
Yeah, DeSoto's, I got a chance to watch them play a couple of times last year, and that kid, Sherrod Baker, he's really good. It's been a long time. I've probably never seen a kid make cuts like he do in and out of the hole to break free and break long runs. I.e., prime example was that 99-yard run he had in the playoffs against South Lake. Basically closed the door. And I tell you, wasn't my son, but man, I had goosebumps watching that kid play. Not only in that game, but in the state finals. I think DeSoto will more than likely win that district outright. I do know Midlothian had a good season last year. We talked earlier about transfers, so on and so forth. I ain't gonna throw it out there, but I think they lost a couple of their top receivers to another to another program. But it is what it is, right? But I think DeSoto will be there again. Hopefully our Mansfield, Summit and Legacy can compete and to continue to represent Mansfield ISD. But I don't see nobody beating DeSoto in that district.
You don't see anyone on the Mansfield team sliding in that fourth spot?
I can see something.
Possibly.
Summit
Summit.
possibly, yeah. Did they make the playoffs last year? I know they had a good team. They lost.
About one game.
This is the thing about Summit. Summit starts off very, very hot. And it's like when they get to those crucial games, like the year before last, they lost the playoff bid because Timview beat them. I think this year they was in the same situation. If they win, they in. Lose, they out. They lost us again.
Yeah, I do know, and at the end of this, when it's football, man, it's a gladiator sports. It's who's available to play.
Yeah.
And I do know they just had on the back end on the defensive side they had an injury, season-ending injury yesterday.
What was that?
I don't want to call the kid's name.
No, I'm talking about what school?
Summit.
Oh.
Yeah, Summit had
Already?
Yeah,
Yeah, they already started practice.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate because he was definitely a big contributor on the defensive side of the ball. Summit could be there if they stay healthy.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Mr.
So that district, true enough, DeSoto is probably top of the list, but I do want to jump over to the other 5A district, and I think DeSoto's getting a clean pass, I'll call it, without having to play South Oak Cliff in the other 5A district. I think if you want to,
Now they do have.
if you want the true testament of how good your team is, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
They do have a tough
Preseason.
out of non-district schedule.
Yeah.
Non-district schedule, and
Are they playing North Crowd?
I played Duncanville, playing
Yeah,
They playing Duncanville
and
for
they
sure.
play a team
Allen.
out of Florida.
Oh, yeah,
they play a team out of Florida.
Yeah.
It's not. The numbers is what it is. It's not DeSoto's fault. I won't blame the school. It's just the student. The population is just not there to play six-A football.
And they could have played 5A the year before. I mean, the last week class, they decided to play up.
I got to give them their props, man. I think they still could compete at 6A.
I do
Oh, yeah,
too.
they probably can. They definitely can. And so in that district, like we were saying, I do like Summit sneaking up into that fourth position. Even though whatever's going on, I think they have the heart over there. They got a program over there that's pretty consistent, and so I think Summit will ease in. Those other teams that the Legacy, I'm not quite sure. I'm not too familiar with their football program over there at Legacy.
Well, they got a new coach too, so we got to see how that.
You said Cleburne's in that district.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to throw a quick plug out though to Cleburne.
Okay.
You got Coach Shepard,
Yep.
former defensive coordinator at Lake Ridge.
Yes, sir.
Really?
That's the head coach at
Cleburne.
Cleburne. So
Yep.
I know he's trying to build a program out there.
Coach
in
Shepard.
Cleburne.
We love you, man. But yeah, so that district again, DeSoto is definitely the king of the hill in that district, and like you guys were saying, that kid Sherrod Baker, he is the truth. He's got a different attitude about the game, and so not just his athleticism and the cuts that he make, he has a mentality of winning. He just wants to win. Nobody's gonna tackle me, and I'm gonna get a touchdown, and that's his mentality when he gets that football. And so I think he'll carry that on into this season, because from what I hear, he's trying to break his own records every time he get on the field. And so I do think DeSoto will definitely tackle that district.
I keep it short, yes. DeSoto and really everybody else. I mean, they probably say that about our district. Dougville, Washington, North Carolina, everybody else. But take it how you want to take it. But do Summit have a chance? I think they have a chance. But I heard they lost their quarterback, the 28 quarterback that transferred to All Saints just last week or something like that, or recently. So it's just like they keep taking hits, I'm hearing, from that. So I can hope that they are okay. Yeah. But who knows? So mid-low, they always been, a playoff team.
They normally are pretty good.
Cedar Hill, they're hit or miss. Sometimes they play out, sometimes they're not. But they got good line. Lancaster, of course, now that they're 5A, I think they're going to be better than it was in 6A. So it's going to be tough. It's a tough district.
I like that district.
It's very tough. So do we give Mansfield School a shot? They got a shot. They just got everything lined up for them. They got to play ball when it comes to Friday night. Legacy, I think they're going to be another year or two. I think under Coach Allen, I heard he's a good coach. I think he was at North Carolina before Gates got there. I remember correctly, but it's going to take some time to build that up. So it may be another year or two before we see some progress there. But yeah, it's a chance. It's a chance.
Again, Coach Shepard, we appreciate you.
Yeah, Coach Shepard, got time deal.
I'm not going to stick on the team that y'all keep saying over and over. But I would say I think Legacy still had a shot, because they had some guys that's really hot over there. I would say I think what's scary with Legacy is they have a running back that just transferred out, and this running back to me was the truth. And I'm not gonna say where he went, but this guy actually had the chance to really do some things. And I think he was a game changer for over there. And I said until we know exactly what they have right now, because they lost a lot of seniors. Lost their number one running back that had, if I'm not mistaken, like 1,300 yards last year, if I'm not mistaken. So to me, that's a big loss. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know who the quarterback is right now. So right now, I think Summit does have a good chance to be that top three or four spot over there in that other district. But like I said, it's all who can stay healthy, who can keep passing, who can make good grades. So a lot predicts that.
All right, on to our next district. I'm very high on this district. We're gonna go to District 75A D2. And preseason offensive MVP is gonna be Braylon Barnett, Mansfield Timberview.
Okay.
Preseason defensive MVP is gonna be Owen, I don't know how to say it, Minucci. Midlothian Heritage. So, granted, I don't agree with these rankings, but I'm gonna call them out, and I'll tell you, I think Timberview's gonna win this district. I just put it like that. But right now they got Midlothian Heritage winning the district, Timberview getting second, Seguin getting third, Enos getting fourth, Burleson, Joshua, Corsicana, and Everman are all on the book. What are y'all thoughts?
I'll make mine real quick. This is Timberview. This is Timberview's district. They're a powerhouse.
I think
period.
so.
They can play in any district they want to. Braylon, I love Braylon, that's my guy. But outside of Braylon, they still got Tristan. They got Chase Fisher. They got D Hill, the quarterback Steven. They got two running backs. Defense, they got Juju. They have help me out, Jacoby. I mean, I can go on and on.
They even talk about the defense.
Right. Then they got a bench that's right behind them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't know much about all them other teams, but I don't believe there's too many teams in Texas, period, that could really mess with Timberview right now.
I actually think with D2, and I would love to see it, I think you may see Timberview and Sock meet up. That'll be a good
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I got Timberview picked to win state.
Oh.
Based off of the talent that they have over there, and that they're developing. as far as speed wise,
Yeah.
they got speed kills, and they got some burners over there that's on that football
They got some
team.
more coming.
Yeah, and if you watched them last year, defensively, nasty.
Yeah.
They were nasty. Looked like they got some pieces on the offensive side this year, but I got Timberview winning state.
Well, if we're talking about bandwagons, I'm gonna have to get on this one. Yeah, because I got Timberview. I think they're just talented individuals over there. Those are athletes over there. They're quarter horses over there, and those guys, they outrunning everybody in the state. They're physical. They have a what I didn't realize. They have a real good football IQ when they're on the field, and they know what to do, how to do it, and they do it at a high rate of speed. And so that really changes the game for most teams when they playing against them, because those guys are fast and they know how to play the game of football. And so yeah, I got Timberview totally killing that district.
It's a short one.
Hey, some will say we over here being biased about Mansfield right now.
Hey.
But when it look like a duck, quack like that, it's a duck. So that's a monster truck over there. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So like y'all said, man, they got athletes. I've seen a lot of them athletes because someone was on Danny Jones before they go there. So they won state in track, and a lot of them were football players. So again, speed kills. I don't know a lot about Midlow Heritage. They always been a 3-round team.
Yeah, they win every year.
So I see why they can get a nod right now on the preseason, but they ain't seen what's coming. They saw last year. Yeah, they got the first round exit, but they was building. Coach Coleman was building over there. They got athletes. They that Preston kid on D line. He got he's a beast. Of course, all people that Coach Blow just already named offensive beast. Like they got athletes, so I don't see nothing stopping them from at least making it to soccer. Until Coach Evans and them saying state. It's possible to get state. I heard Kai and Steven, real good friends, that played the race back together. Steven said, "Hey, we got a chance to be a state." I think I'll do. So, hey, do it. Show us.
Yeah,
we root for y'all.
the kids just need to stay humble.
Yeah.
One game at a time. One game at a time. Stack them wins up, and like I said, I got to pick the win state.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm gonna say. But I said I would love to see Udom and Timberview. Like Udom, y'all know Udom. Udom is like one of my favorite players. And one thing I'm saying, I know I'm off subject a little bit. One thing I say we talk about Sabar, very respectful guy. Very smart. Udom, very respectful. Very smart. But on the field,
yes sir.
Boy, don't
love Udom. So I'll just say that this week, a lot of high school teams started, the ones that didn't do spring football. So y'all should expect some scrimmages next week, because the ones that didn't do spring football, they get 2 scrimmages. The ones that did do spring football, our scrimmages will be the following week after. So the season is on the horizon. It's going to be here before everybody knows it. They start school next week. Scrimmages next week. We have our scrimmage the week after. We got our game after the scrimmage. So I'm excited. Not just for Lake Ridge, but for all the teams. I like to see all the work these kids put in. I love Friday Night Lights in Texas. I think it's hard to match it. I mean, I know there's some other great states out there, but I just feel like Friday Night Lights in Texas hit different, and there's a lot of athletes in Texas. So I'm just excited for watching someone scrimmage, watching us scrimmage, watching us start the season. That way we can, like you said, take one game at a time and we see where we go from there. I just want to know what y'all thoughts are with the season get ready to start. I'll probably ask that question or similar question earlier, but what are y'all thoughts knowing that there are scrimmages next week and we scrimmage in 2 weeks? What are y'all expecting to see or accomplish in the scrimmage?
Man, with football season, if you married, your wife can't really get you to do shit. Football season, right? Your life takes on a different meaning with football season, especially you got high school, then you got college, and then you got pro football. So 4 months you get to do absolutely nothing. So I'm really excited about, football. Not only to watch our kids play, but football season in general, because for a man to give your life back some meaning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you flipping through the channels that ain't really nothing on it, you be like, man, how many more days, how many more weeks we got till football season, before football season start? But I'll say this, man, you know, these kids have put so much time and effort into getting to this point, for the season to start. I just wish they all remain and stay healthy.
Yes.
Yes.
And so for me, I don't know who the hell he married to, but I still gotta get up and go to work. I don't give a damn football come on or what. But I'm gonna catch the football games. But so for me, I just think I'm really excited for the season, the upcoming season. I know these guys, like he said, have been preparing, but for me, mental toughness is probably the biggest thing that these kids have to overcome. And if they can just get out of their heads, be in a good mental space, they'll be able to compete every night, every game. They'll be able to compete, and just take this as another journey in your long life journey of being a productive citizen out here in society. And that's what it's all about for me. This football is just a small part of embarking upon what you're going to be in life and how you are in life. And I just tell my son, man, this time will fly by fast. Have fun out there. When you're no longer having fun, that's when we'll take you off the field, because I want you to have fun. At the same time, I do want you to be safe out there. But football is just a small part of you becoming the productive man that I need you to become. And so that's my only thing. And the football helps him do that. And so I support him in whatever he wants to do when it comes to football. And so with that being said, man, Friday nights, I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys out there talking noise, and I'm just elated to be able to be a part of what it is that my son loves to do, and that's play football.
All right, for me, I'm kind of on Coach everything. I'm like, I got 4 days. I don't want to do nothing, but my wife understands it. But no. On all seriousness, like I love the fall, and this is kind of because it gives me just, I'm in my element. I mean, just in my mind space. Even my kids not playing. I just love seeing sports. Like I coached Little League. I was part of the Little League for a while. Now I'm watch my son do his journey. But just any type of football I want to be a part of. I do change just so I can see live football. I'm supposed to get paid for it. So I'm like, hey, sure, right. I love it. So
it's great.
I didn't see over 40 live games last year. I'm probably gonna see another about 40 besides our own game. So because that's just how I just want to be around it. It's something about that atmosphere. So I just expect great football play, kids having fun. Again, I want them to be healthy. I never want to see kids journey in with the injury. Be healthy, especially those seniors who, want them to finish get play their last games if that's the last time they were playing football. But also the ones that got a journey past high school, I want them to be healthy enough to continue that journey. So my ultimate wish for them is to be healthy going into the season and coming out of the season. But I know they're ready. I'm ready because again, I got chores to do at home and stuff still, but it's gonna be around my football schedule.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm ready.
Got Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You know what I'm happy? I have to say. You know what I'm happy to say? I think this is the time for me, even though I love the sport. I've been knowing Jaden Evans' dad as Jaden Evans' dad. Didn't know his name was Jackie, right?
Yeah.
Never. I seen John walk around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seen Quentin. So to me, this is a good time because I get to meet people. I think most people know me, man. Win or lose, I just want the kids to do the best they can. But just communicating and meeting new people out there in the stadium, to me, it's a joy. Me and Coach Justin normally sit by ourselves way at the top. Almost people watch. Well, I people watch with my wife, and he watched the game. And I bug him, hey, what just happened? What's going on? To me, that's the exciting part to me. You know what I'm saying? just meeting new people and enjoying the camaraderie out there. So that's all I really want to say.
And that's pretty much it for this episode. Like I said, we'll be back. Maybe even bring the dads or some more people back and get their point of view. But like I said, this show is mostly to highlight the kids, their efforts, not just for what they do on the field, but off the field as well. So stay tuned because we may bring on some younger kids, talk to them, all different kind of kids. And all you other kids at these Mansfield schools, we want you too. We want to talk to y'all too. We want to pick your brain too. So, so this ain't just for Lake Ridge kids. It's for Mansfield ISD.
Yeah, for sure. Just don't talk bad about us on Barstool. Parents watch that Mansfield schools. We see that stuff y'all be posting.
That's it. And we out.